Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a reading video. Pre-warning, I am pre-filming this because I have a feeling this is going to take me a while. So I am pre-filming this like months in advance. Because I think it is, for me filming, it is February, and then this is going live for you guys and being uploaded in June. But anyway, the video is going to be a my name determines the books I read. So for each letter of my name, it corresponds with a book. So my name Samantha means, so I take each letter of my name and then find a book that starts with each letter or the title of each book, and then I read that book. So I've got 8 books to read in this video. So yeah, I might cut it down to being I read like half the book and then check in with you guys and then read the other half, just so this video isn't super long. But yeah, I've got my 8 books here. I'm trying not to show like the covers, and then you guys just see them when I start reading them. Some of these books, I think at least only 3 of them are books from my TBR, and then the other books are ones that I needed to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 were on are books I just already had and was like, they will do, and they start with some of the letters of my name. So I'll just read them, and then I only had to order one of the books primarily for this video. Obviously the 3 that were on my TBR, I had one that was on my TBR, and then the other 2 that are on here that were on my TBR, that are on my TBR this year, I had to order to read anyway for this year, but they were on my TBR to read this year anyway, so I was going to order them anyway. But yeah, so yeah, so let's start with S, which I'm going to be reading Summer at the Chateau by Jennifer Bonnet. Is that how you pronounce it? So yeah, I've already marked out halfway in all of these books and put a bookmark in all of these books, so when I'm done I can just pick up the next book and crack on. But yeah, so this is the first book that I will be reading in this video, to start with S, and that I've got like 3 A's in my name, so I've got 3 A's, obviously an M, T, H, and then an S. But yeah, so I feel like I missed out a letter. M, N, S, T, H, and then 3 A's. No, I said there were the letters. Yeah. This one is a romance. From the blurb, I'm just summarising the blurb instead of reading the whole thing. The person who inherits the chateau in northern France, I'm not going to try and pronounce the chateau's name, but in Brittany, France, northern France, the person who inherits it, their husband dies, but she also inherits a mystery lodger. So Pixie inherits it, Justine, and her 4-year-old son become like a mystery lodger in it. And then Pixie's heartbroken and adventurous mum, Gwen, travel together to France to look at the chateau, I think, and just find out about it. And then obviously they find out Justine is living in it and being a lodger. And that's mainly what it's about, and if find out why Justine's living in it, who Justine is, and if she knew Pixie's husband, and that is over the summer, so the months, and they discover secrets and stuff about the chateau. But yeah, that is apparently what this book is about. And yeah, just a quick summary of the book. So I'm going to get started. I need to move these books out of the way. And let's get on with reading. So I am halfway through my book, well, the first book anyway of this video. It has taken me a while to read this, whereas for you guys it literally just seems like not that long, but for me it has been ages since I feel like I'm going into a book slump. So yeah, not the best timing to be reading, and reading a lot of books anyway. But yeah, I'm kind of hitting the point of not really wanting to read a lot or read all the time, so yeah, fun. But yeah, I'm halfway through this book. I have a few questions about stuff in the book, so I'm hoping that they get answered in the book. We have obviously got to the point where the main character Pixie, her husband's dead. Well, he's dead by like the beginning, and she just like talks about him throughout the book so far. She is currently at the chateau. I'm trying to like talk about this and not like get too much into it, and talk about stuff that is actually on the back and stuff. But yeah, so her and her mum obviously have travelled to France already in the book and are at the chateau and have met Justine and her son, and that's if she has met them in the book. And yeah, that's about where it's got up to. Not many questions have been answered about obviously really who she is. Well, we kind of know who she is because she just is living at the chateau, but we don't know how like she is connected to like Pixie's husband and how she like knows him, or how she come to living in the chateau and why she's living there. Yet we're not really too sure, so hopefully that fully gets answered in the second half of this book, and also like some questions about the son get answered and stuff. But yeah, I'm halfway through the book. I'm somewhat enjoying it. It took me a while to somewhat get into the book, but as soon as the two somewhat characters met, like Pixie and Justine somewhat met and went from there, I kind of picked up a bit and I got somewhat into it. So yeah, hopefully the second half of this book goes a bit faster and I can read it a bit faster than the start of this book, and we can get on to book number 2 soon. So yeah, so I'm gonna carry on doing some more reading and go from there. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you my thoughts so far on the book. It's leaning more towards like a 2-star, 3-star at the moment, possibly more like a 3-star at the moment. but I don't know if it's going to change by the end of the book or not. I also thought when I like originally picked this up, I was like, oh, it could be like a romance, but it's really not. I think it's just a fiction book. So yeah, just because I don't really see anywhere where it would be like a romancy book, but yeah, it's just a fiction book, and that which is kind of different from me reading like thrillers and like romances all the time. But yeah, I'm gonna carry on reading and then I will talk to you guys once I'm finished the book. So I have finally finished reading Summer at the Chateau. Finally, I say finally because I started this the start of February, and it is currently the 20th of February. I don't know what day I actually started filming this video on. I want to say it was like possibly the 1st or the 2nd. So it's taken me a while to get through this book, but I'm finally through the first out of 8 books. But yeah, let's see how much it takes me to read the next 7. But yeah, I finished this book. Bit of an update from when I last spoke to you guys. I think we're still finding out about the character Justine and her son. Because they got to the point where the main character, Pixie, had got to the chateau that she owns and found them living there. Or they live in like a separate part of like the chateau, but they live on the grounds. But yeah, so we got to that part. Then obviously the questions were still, who is she and why is she living there? And how does she know Pixie's husband? Well, late husband, because he died. And that. But in the second half of this book, all of it then, like, got answered. All the questions got answered with a bit of drama involved and stuff, which was quite shocking. But yeah, the end of this book was great. Through to like the drama and just all the characters kind of like coming together, and being like a family. So yeah, that was awesome and great, really nice. I want to give this like a 3-star, I'm thinking at the moment. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think when I was like halfway through, I think I said it was like 2-3-star. Leaning towards a 3-star on this book at the moment. And that I'll probably stay on it for a bit and then finalise. But yeah, so I've got this one, and then I've also, because I'm like downstairs, I've also rung down the second book. So obviously I'm done S, I'm on to A, which is A Tale of Two Kitties, by Nick Harding. This is one that I got given to me from my mum's friend, which is what she read and then she gave to me to read, if I wanted to, just to give me something to do, and I just never got around to reading it while I was at my nan and granddad's or anything, and I could take it with me and stuff, or bring it back home and stuff. So I got this, cause she literally just picked it up from like a small like a library area kind of thing. isn't from a charity shop, it's from the community centre down there. Their little like library place where you can literally just pick up a book or swap books over and stuff. And that you don't have like a time frame of reading anything in either. But yeah, so I got this one to read, so I'm finally getting around to reading it because it begins with an A. So I thought, you know what, I will use it for this video and finally get around to reading it. It's also got some pictures in. I think halfway is after the pictures, so that is great. So I'll probably end up giving you guys an update after the photos, I think. But yeah, this one is, let's read the blurb. And that obviously it's about a cat. It says 2 cats, 1 man, and a great big life-changing adventure on the front. The blurb says, this is a love story. Boy meets girl, boy loves girl, girl loves cats. Nick Harding's life changed forever when he became a reluctant cat owner. In A Tale of Two Kitties, he recounts his unlikely cat conversation told in his imitable, humorous style. This big heart story follows the confirmed dog-loving, cat-hating, feline allergy-suffering writer as he becomes a passionate kitty aficionado, courtesy of the 2 of the world's most mischievous moggies, Albin and Barry. And that's what I think. This is literally just generally about a guy who ends up getting 2 cats, I think. And that even though he's allergic and he likes dogs more. But yeah. And then there's like a picture of him and a cat. I don't know which cat it is, if it's Alvin or Barry, but there's a cat on the back with him. To be honest, it looks like the same cat that's on the front. No, but yeah. I don't know if all 3 cats on there are the same cat or they're different, because there's a cat up there as well. But it doesn't seem to have like the collar. Yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, it's got a Dr. Seuss quote at the beginning. Oh, couldn't speak then. At the beginning, that cat is a bad one. From The Cat in the Hat Comes Back. Oh, it's also got a picture of him holding a cat with some woman. And then it's also got like a mouse above the thingy. Oh, this is Barry he's holding in this photo. But yeah. I'm gonna start reading. So I've just finished, let me remove the bookmark. I've just finished A Tale of Two Kitties. I technically finished this yesterday of me filming this, but I was chilling downstairs and I was chilling with family, so I didn't film. But yeah, I've finished book oh, my throat. Book number 2. I'm not gonna rate it or anything because it is non-fiction. Am I getting that right? Yeah, non-fiction. Non-fiction is the one that's based on fact. Yeah, so it's a non-fiction. I always switch up fiction and non-fiction up in my head. But yeah, so it's a fiction book, and it's actually about a person and his experience with having and owning cats. So I'm obviously not going to rate it and give it like a star rating or anything. But yeah, I read that. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about it. But some of it was interesting. Some of it I was like, okay. But yeah, anyway, on to book number 3. We are slowly getting there. I'm on to Magnolia Parks, which if you guys had seen my reading TBR, this is on, well, my 25 TBR, 2025 reading TBR, if I can get it in the right order. This is obviously one of my books on my TBR of this year. Also, sorry if you can hear some noise in the background. My neighbours are having some work done. But yeah, so I'm on to Magnolia Parks, obviously for the M in my name. So yeah, on to reading this. This is obviously the first book of like 5. And I don't think any more of these like Magnolia Parks are in here, because obviously I've only got one M in my name, and then I don't need Daisy Hates for the D. So yeah, I'm starting another series in this. I think this is the London one. Yeah, this is the London one. I don't know if they're both London actually, but I know Magnolia Parks was London. And that how many loves do you get in a lifetime? And that says about London socialites, which is Magnolia Parks. BJ, who is BJ Ballantyne, I think I'm saying that right, which is the love interest, is Britain's most photographed bad boy, who broke her heart, but they're meant to be together and everyone knows it. They're apparently written in the stars, just suspended in a strange kind of love that looks like hurting each other a lot of the time. She dates other people to keep him at bay. He sleeps with other girls to get back at her for it, only now their dysfunction is catching up with them. As the cracks start to show and secrets begin to surface, Magnolia and BJ are forced to face the formidable question they've been avoiding all their lives. How many loves do you really get in a lifetime? And that's what this book is about. I think this is the new cover, because the old covers were different, and obviously these are the new covers. I didn't really care which cover I ended up getting. I think I got this one from a bookstore and then like the other ones from online, but yeah, I just got one of the new cover ones. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, I haven't been showing you guys my bookmarks. They're really cute Disney ones. My one that I used for the first book was like a Snow White one, which I don't have to hand, but then I used like this one for book number 2, which has like Bambi and I think Thumper on, which says a good book is an event in my life. And then for this one, I've tried to like colour coordinate all my bookmarks with the books. And then for this one, this book, I'm using a Minnie Mouse one that says stay inspired, never stop creating. And that, but yeah. Let's get reading. So I have now just finished, well not finished, I mean got like past halfway of Magnolia Parks. I think I've got like 200 or something pages left. But yeah, just an update on where I am at and everything. I think the thing that's like making me somewhat breeze through this book and also not is the like text messages in here, because it has like a text layout form and then like the normal writing, so I kind of breeze through like the text messages part every time I get up to that part and then slowly read the rest. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you an update on where I'm at. At the moment I'm really enjoying the book. I'm kind of stuck between a 4-star and a 5-star at the moment, so it depends on how I feel at the end. I'm leaning more towards a 4-star, but I am enjoying the book. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys an update. So I will see you guys when I finish the book. So I have just finished Magnolia Parks now, after taking me a while to read it. I think this is going to be a 4 stars. It wasn't fully up there to be a 5-star, but 4-star for this one. Now going on to my second A in my name. So I'm gonna do and start A Court of Thorns and Roses, and do this one, which is also another one that is on my TBR for this year. And that, so yeah, which is a fantasy one, this one is, so yeah. I don't fully know what it's about, I just know it's a fantasy one. The skin of the wolf will bring enough gold to feed her sisters for a month, but the life of a magical creature comes at a steep price, and Freya, I have no clue how to pronounce that name, has just killed the wrong wolf. Taken prisoner by a high Fae lord, Faye learns that her last captor is hiding even more than his piercing gaze suggests, but Faye's feelings for Tamlin begin to burn through the warning she heard about his kind. A shadow is fallen across the land, and if Faye can't fight it, she'll lose everything. So, yeah. I'm gonna start this one, and yeah, obviously I'll check in with you guys again when I'm about like halfway through. I think this is another like a long-ish one with like 400 or so pages, but yeah, so let's get into update on where I am in the book. Is I am now halfway through A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I'm gonna say I'm almost halfway through this reading like challenge of reading. Obviously the books, well, my name determines the books I read. I'm almost halfway through, so I'll be halfway through once I finish this book. So yeah, I am getting there. And this challenge is taking me a while, but yeah, really enjoying this book so far. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you like a little update on where I am. I think I've just gone over halfway, because there's like 400 and something pages, 416 pages, and I'm on 210, so I think I've just gone over 200 pages. Also, time frame of where we're at, I started this on the 1st of February. We are now the 9th of April, it's been like 2 months and I'm not even like halfway through this challenge. But yeah, that is like the time frame of what I've done this in. So yeah, great. But I'm going to carry on reading this and then I'll get back to you guys once I have finished this book and start my next one. So I am now halfway through this challenge because I've just finished A Court of Thorns and Roses. Literally only took me like what, 2 and a bit months to get halfway through. But yeah, so I've just finished the second A in my name. I'm still thinking about how I feel about this book, so I haven't fully rated it yet. But yeah, I have finished this book, so I'm going on to my next one, which is Not How I Saw That Going. This is also the only book that I needed to buy for this video, because obviously I had a few of my TBR books, which obviously I bought, but they were on my TBR. Sorry, that was my phone going off. But yeah, they were obviously on my TBR anyway, so had them, and then the other books I've literally just had in my room, on my TBR for like anyone. But yeah, this is the only book that I needed to buy because I didn't have a book that began with an N. So yeah, gonna start this one. I think this one I might actually breeze through since I'm kind of really keen and excited to read it and start it. So yeah, all I know at the moment is it's about a woman and her child, I think it is. Yeah. And then like meeting at like a grocery store or something. And then obviously a firefighter. So yeah. About that I mainly know. I'm just kind of breeze through this. So it's a grumpy firefighter and some little boy, well, rescuing some little boy, and it says rescuing a little boy at the grocery store. And then something about like his mum. And stuff about being like fake dating kind of thing. But yeah, that is what this book is somewhat about, that I can tell. So let's see if I can read this book a bit faster than my other ones. But yeah, this is apparently a romantic comedy. So yeah, let's get into it. So I am now halfway through this book, and as I predicted, this will literally only take me like a few days to read. I'm on like my second-ish day. Also, don't mind my hair. I've been like reading all day. But yeah, I'm on my second-ish day of reading this book. Because I only read like a few pages yesterday. And I'm already halfway through. So yeah, I am really enjoying this book so far. At the moment, it's leaning towards a 5-star-ish. It's still on 4 stars at the moment for me, but it could literally swing onto being a 5-star at the moment. But yeah, that is where I'm up to at this book so far. I'm halfway through, so I think it will literally only take me like a day or so and I could be finished. So this is literally going to be like the easiest book I can get through and read. I have literally just finished this book, Not How I Saw That Going. And I've got to say, this is my favourite book I've read so far. It is a 5-star. I've literally found my first 5-star of the year, I think, so far. But yeah, I literally love this book. I've literally just finished it. I think there's also a second book in this series. There's another book afterwards, which is about the female main character's friend. But obviously that isn't going to be read in this video because it also begins with an N, I think. But yeah, and I also need to buy it. I think I was always thinking this would probably be my favourite book out of the 8 books that I'm going to be reading. Obviously I've still got 3 other books to read, but so far this actually is my favourite book. But yeah, this is a 5-star. So now I've finished this book, I'm now going on to this one. So from N to T for my name, the Jane Austen Book Club. So I'm gonna read this and, well, see how far I can get through it at the moment today, while I'm reading this, and then obviously I'll catch up with you guys when I'm halfway through. I think this is a shortish book, and that, so yeah, it might have, I was gonna say, the same amount of pages as this one, maybe just less. This one has like 277 pages. I think this is either around the same amount or just slightly less in this book. But yeah, so let's get into book number 6. I nearly said 7 then. Book number 6. Also, sorry if you can hear some banging. There's a house getting an extension or something done. So there's gonna be some banging in the background as I'm talking. So I have just finished book number 6. Also had to refilm this part clip because I kept saying the wrong number. Yeah, I have just finished the Jane Austen Book Club book. I also forgot that I didn't actually say what it was about. It's basically about like some people, about like 6 people in California, obviously meeting like once a month to discuss, see, Jane Austen's like novels. Just like normal people, and each of them like kind of have a somewhat different like mix of relationships. So like some might be married, some might not. I think there was also, that I know of, there was a mum and daughter I think in here as well. 5 out of the 6 were female, only one of them was male. But yeah, it's like a 6-month kind of like period in here, out of the year, and everything kind of, their personal lives all kind of like go awry. Marriages are tested, affairs happen, and yeah, some fall in love and stuff, and all while they are reading and doing a book club and reading Jane Austen's novels and stuff. That's basically, I've just kind of summarised the blurb, but yeah, so that is what this book is about, and that, but yeah, also look at my bookmark that I used. I'm trying to show you guys some of the bookmarks that I've been reading with. This is the one that I chose with this one. I'm also trying to like colour match them a bit. But yeah, if my book is open, your mouth should be shut. But yeah, but this book literally took me ages to read through and do, not like my last book was. Also sorry for any like noise in the background. My dad is doing some work in the house, But yeah, not my favourite. I want to say this is like a 1 or 2 star at the moment, so I'm just picking between the two of which star rating I'm doing. But obviously at the end I will go through, once I've read my next 2 books, my last 2 books, once they are done, obviously I'll summarise and go back through all the books I've read this for this video and give you guys the star ratings on all of them. But yeah, I have finished this one, so I've done T, so on to H, which is, I think that's pronounced hugs. Also, don't mind the thing, the lettering has gone. Hugs and kisses, I think that's pronounced hugs, I have no clue. But yeah, this also looks like a wintry one. But yeah, it also says curl up with a hot cocoa and cozy blanket and fall in love. But yeah, this one is about Bo, who's 26 and has always been careful and cautious, following a life plan that is beginning to unravel at an alarming rate. She starts to panic. Her friend Kristen persuades her to take a holiday to visit Kristen's mother's house in, I'm not going to try and pronounce that place, in a part of somewhere in Denmark, which Bo has never heard of. And it's just a thing of being like, it's going to be cold, and yeah, just to relax, have a change of scenery, and go from there. Yeah, that is what this book is apparently about. So yeah, so let's get into it. Also, have a look at my bookmark. Just keep reading Stitch with what looks to be like a snow or something, because that does not look like a blanket on him. But yeah, so yeah, it's a change of scenery from being from like London to Denmark in this. So let's get into reading this book. So I have just finished reading this book. I also realised I pronounced this word wrong. It's pronounced hygge. I looked it up, and it's basically a Danish word for like something along the lines of like cozy and stuff like that, I think it means. And creating a warm atmosphere and stuff like that. But yeah, so it does go along with the Denmark theme of this book being a Danish word. But yeah, I have just finished my 7th book, my second to last book. This one I actually quite enjoyed a bit. There was 3 parts of it. There was like the first part of Bo being in London and her life before this trip. Then there was the second part, which was the trip, and then there was the third part of her being back home in London after the trip and what it was like and stuff, which was quite nice of knowing like the aftermath of her being there and stuff. Also, sorry if you can hear some sawing, there's some work being done, so sorry about that. But now on to my final book, the 7th book, the last letter in my name, also the thickest book. So yeah, it's fun. Dreading reading this because it's so thick, and the words are also small lettering. I think there's like over 600 pages in this. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Bear in mind, while filming this, just over a month away from this being uploaded. I'm trying to work it out in my head. I think I'm a month and couple weeks away. So yeah, so of this being uploaded, of when this gets uploaded and when you guys will see it currently. So yeah, so let's see how much this adds to how long I'm going to be filming this and how short, like between me filming this and reading these and it being uploaded. But yeah, so I'm reading the second book in the, I don't know what, if it's actually called the Avatar series or it's called something else. Oh no, it is literally just the Court and Thorn, the Thorns and Roses series. So basically the Avatar series. But yeah, so I'm reading the second book in the series, which is quite thick. But yeah, so let's get into it. And also, as I'm showing you some of the bookmarks I've been using, let's show you the bookmark that I'm using for this book, which is just this Minnie Mouse one, and got Mickey, and then I want to say that's Donald. I don't think that's, what's the other one? Daphne. But yeah, it says, if anyone needs me, I'll be reading. Please don't need me, kind of thing with them there, with some lemons, watermelon, and some other stuff, fruits and stuff around them. But yeah, going to start this massive book now. But yeah, A Court of Mist and Fury. I didn't even say the name. Yeah, so going to be here for the next, I want to say, week or so reading this, or possibly longer. So yeah, fun. So I am on the halfway mark of this book. Well, halfway through. Also, don't mind my nails, they are horrible. But yeah, so I'm halfway through the book now. This has taken me a while and I've still got the other half to read. But yeah, time is slowly running out between now and needing to finish this video and edit it and upload it so it goes up on time. But yeah, currently halfway through. I'm not fully sure on how I feel about it at the moment, so it's going to be a thing of having to fully decide in the second half of the book. But yeah, update, I'm halfway through, so I'm slowly finishing this book and finishing this video. So yeah, I have now finished A Court of Mist and Fury. I know I said A Court of Silver Flames then, but that's like the last book of this trilogy. Trilogy? No, it's not a trilogy, of the series. But yeah, I have now finished A Court of Mist and Fury, so I have now completed this like little like challenge. And oh my god, did it take me a while. I think I started this like the 1st of February. It is now currently, well, I finished this technically yesterday. I finished doing the reading, but I thought I'd just do all like the sum up and everything the next day once I had collected all my thoughts. I finished doing all this reading on the 28th of May. So it's taken me a few months, well, more than a few anyway, because like a few is like 3. So yeah, it's taken me a while to get through the 8 books. But let me just do a quick go through and sum them all up, and then I'll go through my thoughts of this whole thing. So obviously the first one I read was A Summer at the Chateau, which was a short one. I don't know if it was the shortest one, to be honest. I don't think it was. No, it wasn't. There's a different one in there, but short one. I don't think it took me that long anyway to read it. It was not spicy at all, and I think I ended up giving it a 3 stars and stuff, just a basic normal romance one. And then obviously after that it was A Tale of Two Kitties, which obviously I didn't rate because it was non-fiction, and I don't really like rating or feel the need to rate non-fiction, because it is about an actual person's life, so I don't want to rate it. But yeah, there was this one which I literally sped through. I think this was like the one that I read the fastest, I think. Or one of the ones I read the fastest. Yeah, but yeah, I read this one next. And now I've got all my like sheets here of everything. Oh no, I read another one faster, which we'll get onto. And then the third one, which I think is where I then started taking a while doing loads of reading, was Magnolia Parks, which I love this book. And I think I gave it a 4 star in the end. Yeah, 4 stars. It wasn't a 5 star, didn't just reach hitting 5 star, but it is like probably like a medium 4 star. I don't do the like 0.5s or whatever. I literally just do like the 4 to 5, not 4.5 and stuff like that. But yeah, so 4 star with this, and then I think I've put the spices like a level 2. Spice 2, yeah. So there was this one, which is where I slowly started hitting my slump around this point of taking a while to read books. And that obviously after that one it was A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that, which is basically where I hit the slump. This one I gave a 2 stars. Wasn't really feeling this book and into this one, but yeah. So then there was this one which also had a 3 in spice, like it was slightly spicy, and obviously smutty and stuff, but a 2 in the actual book. Was not really feeling it, and I don't know why this is all dusty, but yeah, there's that one. And then onto the one that was literally took me 3 days to read, and I think that was because I was like doing other stuff around the time of reading this as well. Also my first 5 star of the year I found doing this book, doing this video I mean, and this book was just like a whim one which I just needed to buy because I didn't have anything for the letter N of my name, and all the rest I had either on my TBR for the year or I just had on my normal like TBR, whereas this one I actually had to go out. Well, I didn't go out, I went on Amazon and bought it, but I found it on Amazon and bought it because it started with the letter N, and it's also got me to the point where I want to buy the second book because there's another book in the series, so I want to get that, and it is Not How I Saw That Going. I literally binge read this I think in a few days, but because I was doing other stuff I probably could have read it in like 1 or 2 sittings, but obviously I didn't because I had other stuff to do. But yeah, I loved this book. It's got like no smell or spice in it. It's just like a sweet romantic book, and that, well, sweet fluffy romance, which is lovely, and that obviously between a mum and a firefighter, and then yeah, having a little like boy and stuff. Yeah, I loved this book, and it is, I think, currently the only 5-star I have this year. Yeah, I found my first 5-star of the year, so don't know if I'll find any more, but that's that one. And then we're on to T, the Jane Austen book club. I wasn't really a big fan of this one. I kind of just read it and then got to halfway and went, I don't want to have to DNF a book. So I kind of just like pushed through it and kind of read it as fast as I could. This one is like a 1-star. I think there's a little bit of spice in there because I rated it 1 on spice. But yeah, just not really my thing. And that, but yeah, not really much to say about that one apart from it wasn't really my cup of tea. And then there is this one, which I did look up how to say that word and now I've forgotten. Let me just quickly do that again, because I kept on saying hug or hugs and it's not. Apparently it's something else because it's Danish, I think. I might have said it differently in a different clip as well, but HYGGE, because it's for the mean hygge and kisses, which is basically just like coziness kind of thing. I think that's meant to represent. But yeah, it was a nice book, but I rated it 3 since I was not fully up to, like, I think at this point I was also basing it off of I had hit like the 5-star and then I had a book that I didn't really like that much, so that ended up being a 1-star. So then this one was kind of like a I'm in that kind of thing of still thinking of my 5-star, which I've probably done with the Jane Austen book club kind of thing, so I kind of then put that one down. But I gave this one a 3 because it was good and I somewhat enjoyed it. I just didn't fully love it enough to give it a 4. But yeah, no spice at all in this one. And then onto obviously A Court of Mist and Fury. This one took me the longest to read, but primarily because it was the biggest book and the thickest one, being, I think it was like 624 pages, whereas the one that took me less to read, which was Not How I Saw That Going, is 277 pages. So there was a difference. The lowest amount of pages was that one, the Jane Austen book club, I think. No, A Tale of Two Kitties was the one with the lowest amount of pages in. But yeah, this one was thick and took me a while. This one was almost a 5-star, but I decided on and landed on a 4-star, but just because it didn't give me like the same feeling of loving it and still thinking about it straight after as How I Saw That Go, Not How I Saw That Going. I keep feeling like I'm saying that wrong. But yeah, so I landed on a 4-star. It is on like the higher part of the 4-star, higher up 4-star, but it's still a 4-star, and I gave it a 4 on spice since this one was a bit spicy. But yeah, so they were the books and the ratings I gave each one. I've now got to fill out all of my my 2 book journals with all that information. But yeah, so there were the 8 books I read, and I think I done quite good with picking out the books that I chose for my name, since obviously I did have a 5-star, and then I did also have a 1-star, so it was a bit of a range between them, or between all of them, even though they were very close together, them ones. I think also doing this, if I'd done this again, I'll probably just do like Sam or Sammy instead. Even though if I do Sammy, I spell it differently to the normal way, the 2 normal ways of spelling it, because I spell it S-A-M-I. So I'd have to find a book that starts with the letter I. But I think if I do it again, I would definitely shorten my name down to like a nickname, because the 8 books took me obviously a long time to read, and obviously since I was like reading like bigger books, they take me longer to read anyway, because I am quite a slow reader at some points, and also it depends on how much I get into the book. But yeah, so I'm also not gonna do this for a long time. Like I might end up doing it like next year again or something, with like Sam or something, doing that, just doing like 3 books, or Sammy with 4. But yeah, or I could try and do like my last name or something instead, because that will only be 6. So yeah, I don't know. All I can say is if I ever do this again, I'm not doing my full name. Well, Samantha again, should I say. But yeah, so it was quite fun to do though, but towards the end of getting closer and closer to when this needs to come out and get uploaded, was more stressful to try and get everything read, and then I had to give myself like set amount of pages I had to read each day, which was not the most fun. But yeah, it was fun to do though, and that. But yeah, so it also knocked off like 3 books off my TBR, because Magnolia Parks was on my TBR, and then A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury were on my TBR, well, this year's TBR, so it knocked off them 3, and then it knocked off another 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I needed to count that, I just needed 2 minus 1. It knocked off another 4 from my normal TBR, and then obviously I just ended up buying another one for it. So it did knock off like 7 books off my TBR in total, which is great. But yeah, so I can now get back to my TBR and do loads of reading now, of like normal reading, and not have to rush reading a book. But yeah, so that was this video. I kind of feel like I'm gonna hit a slump and not want to do much reading at the moment, because since finishing A Court of Mist and Fury, I have not picked up the book yet. I literally put that book down, didn't do any more reading yesterday, and to be honest, I don't really feel like doing any more reading today. But yeah, so you'll have to check in with a vlog how long it is until I pick up another book and read it. But yeah, so that was this video. I will see you guys Sunday for a vlog, and I was gonna say Tuesday then, not Tuesday, Wednesday for another video, which I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. I don't know if it's a makeup video or... no, it won't be a book video. it might be a makeup video, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys Wednesday for another sit downy video kind of thing, and Sunday for another vlog. Bye.